All right, we are live on YouTube, and today we're going to be discussing four key aspects. That's four key aspects of insecure people and how insecure people tremendously affect secure people. So stick around and find out more. All of that and much, much more is coming right. Whoa! From Northern California, welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. And if this is your first time here, and most importantly, you are open to suggestions and change, please consider subscribing and then banging that bell. And after you bang that bell, when that pop-up box pops up, make sure you select all notifications, because that way you won't miss a single thing. You will not miss anything when it comes to getting a better grip on your life. And also make sure on your smartphone, your tablet, your iPhone, your Android, or anywhere that you have the YouTube app installed on, you must also make sure that the YouTube app is set to receive those notifications at a device level. You do all of that and you're set to go. You are all set to go. Welcome to the show, everyone. Welcome to the show. I'm going to get to the chat here in a second and introduce a few people, say hello to a few people. But before I get to that, I would like to say that today's show is another topic that is very near and dear to my heart. It is a pretty serious topic, and I feel a lot of people out there that are suffering from high levels of insecurity can definitely benefit from this. The problem is the highly insecure people are typically not open to suggestions and change or feedback to better themselves. And those are the types of people that tend to project everything onto secure people or highly secure people like myself. And I'm going to be dissecting another blog today from my favorite blog site, Psychology Today. So stick around for that. But I'll definitely share some of my thoughts in dealing with insecure people, not only off of YouTube, but on YouTube as well. And, you know, a lot of my topics lately and a lot of my topics in the future are going to be, catered towards my YouTube experiences, because I do spend a lot of my time out here on YouTube. And just because people compare, YouTube to IRL in real life, there are real life people out here on YouTube, and YouTube is a community, and YouTube has become a household brand, and it is part of our lives. So it is a very great thing to compare things to and to see how people are. I've been following this entrepreneur for quite some while named Gary Vaynerchuk. And basically, he basically has said the internet has not changed us. It's exposed us. It's the truth. The internet has not changed us. It has exposed us. And I'm going to tell you, honestly, YouTube is a platform that has certainly exposed a lot of people. And I don't say that in a negative way. I say that, it's showing people's true colors. People have always been this way. But because, before the internet came out, we were limited to our, social group of people, in person. Things weren't as apparent as they actually are today. When you have a platform like YouTube with over 2 billion people on it, and there are a bunch of people that are behaving in certain ways, people are going to catch on and they're going to see their true colors. So that is that. So anyway, I also want to make a very brief announcement to those people that are here from the other side. I did do a very nice video yesterday to try to be understanding to a group I used to be associated with known as the Dramasphere. It was a great video that I did. I was very respectful to everyone. I even apologized to people and, offered them my sympathy and regards regarding certain things that they've been going through, that I've been going through as well. and the reception was not that great. So I'm not going to be dealing with that anymore. If you're actually here looking to find out information regarding other things, it's over. It's not going anywhere. I did make some comments in the chat regarding some statements I made last night regarding the video. I ended up putting to private. If you want to scroll up and you see it there, that's all good. But if not, I'm moving on. I did my thing. I did the best I could with what I've got. And it just goes to show that, hey, some people are just never going to change. And no matter how nice you are to certain people, if they're that insecure within themselves and they don't love themselves, then they will never appreciate when someone's being genuine, real, and authentic with them. So you folks can stick around, but if you're going to end up starting to troll because I'm not feeding into drama content or anything, then you're susceptible to my rules here. Stick around as long as you follow the rules and you enjoy the content. But again, this is not a drama stream, and there will be no more drama streams here. So let me get to the chat here and let's see what's going on. But first, let me make sure that the notification went out. The notification has gone out. And let me see here. The stream health is looking good, and we do have 24 people in the box. Thank you so much for being here. Let's welcome a few people that are already here right now. Let's welcome Collins Trivia. Collins Trivia says, I think Eli lost his way to his computer. Ha ha ha. Yeah, no, I started a little bit later than expected. A few things came up. As always, I deal with a lot of things on a daily basis. And those of you that are YouTubers out there, you have so many things to deal with that come up at the very last minute. And sometimes, unfortunately, it delays the start of your live stream. So I do apologize for that. But thank you for being here. Collins Trivia, please moderate the chat. Any trolls or haters, please take care of them. I have not seen Queen Helen Casey pop in. I'm not sure if she's going to be here or not. To be honest with you, I'm not quite sure what's going on with her, but I hope everything is okay. I know there were some people that, were trolling her yesterday. So hopefully she's okay. And Queen, if you're listening or watching, please let me know if you need any help. I'd be happy to help you out behind the scenes. Okay, Collins Trivia says, hello, Slurp Squad. Colin says, hello, Eli. I'm joking. No, I know you were joking, bro. It's all good. Welcome, hashtag UTG. Yeah, you're just kind of peeking in, curious to see what's going to happen. I get it. Slurp Squad, hashtag Slurp Squad says, sounds good, Eli. Time to move on for good. Fresh starts are always a good thing. I'm curious to know, Zia, because you're formerly known as Zia's son. What made you come to the realization that the drama is too much and it's enough? I've never thought of you as a bad guy. Yes, you and I had our words back and forth, but we were dealing with some. I hate to say it, man. It's the topic of the show. It's not related to them, but it makes sense for them as well. We've been dealing with some highly insecure and immature grown adults. And, you can only be so nice to people. And if they're not receptive and you're that nice to them, there's really not much more you can do than ignore. And, a lot of these people, they're so insecure, Zia, that they look to make content out of anything with us secure folks, because that's all they've got, or at least that's all they think they've got, Zia, hashtag Slurp Squad. But what they don't realize is that they have more greatness in them. They can create real content and make something out of themselves, which would also be sustainable long term and would better define who they are as a person. But hey, you know what? Until they come to that realization within themselves, it doesn't matter how nice or genuine anyone is to them. There's really nothing you can do but say, hey, good luck to you, and move on and ignore them. Hashtag Slurp Squad says, I can only take so much drama. That's why I would ghost all the time. Now I pick and choose when to participate. People don't like me for it, but I've always gone my own way. Just want peace. Absolutely. And Queen of Pentacles, I'm not going to address that again here today. Honestly, I don't want to talk about any drama. I don't. If people want to come here and talk about drama and address things, please do that on your own. I'm not here to deal with that. That's the last thing I'm going to say about it. So it is what it is. Feeding into it only makes it worse. Ignoring it is the best thing. Eventually they'll get tired and they'll move on. Let them run their mouths. Let them do what they want to do or what they're going to do, and just don't pay attention to it. That's it. I've got a show to run. No disrespect. And you didn't have to remove your message. Well, no, listen, Colin, I know who that person is. I know you banned her. I'm going to unban her. Colin, I know you did not know who that person is, but I do know who that person is. And that person is someone that is on the good side of things. And that person's really trying to help and really has my back and means well. But the bottom line is feeding into anything like that, with highly insecure and immature and emotionally unstable people is only going to make the matter worse. It's only going to fuel the fire. And that's, I didn't really want to get into that, but hey, it makes sense for today's show topic as well. So today we're going to be discussing 4 key aspects of insecure people and how insecure people tremendously affect secure people. That is, if you allow them to affect you. You see, in my dealings with insecure people, in my life outside of YouTube in the past and in the present, and now currently on YouTube, I feel personally I've done the best I can to understand these people. I've been fortunate enough as a man to be a highly intuitive man, which is not a typical male trait. Having a high level of intuition has always been more of a feminine characteristic as part of their biology naturally, but there are a few men out there every now and then that are highly intuitive, and that does not make them any less of a man, or it doesn't make them feminine at all. It makes them a very unique man that can pick up on things rather quickly and, understand what people are going through and make a better decision whether that man wants to associate with that person or not based on their intuition. So having that high level of intuition, I should do a stream on that. I'll probably do a stream on that at some point, is a very great thing to have, male or female. But again, it's more of a female biological characteristic. And for men, it's rare. But when men have that level of intuition, it is a very good thing to have. It is a great thing to have. So that is that. Good morning, Andre J. Inc. Olson. Just letting you know, I don't allow trolling here. This is your first time here on the channel. Feel free to state your thoughts and opinions respectfully and maturely. You don't have any content on your channel. Going to your About section, your channel was started today, July 21st, 2020. So I think I know who you are, and I'm going to remove you before you cause issues here. Have a great day. It's all good. All right. So yeah, like I said, I'm a very intuitive person. I've always been able to pick up on the insecurities of people. And do I feel bad for highly insecure people? Absolutely. Do I want to help highly insecure people? Absolutely. Have I always tried to help highly insecure people in my life outside of YouTube in the past and on YouTube? Yes. And let me tell you what happens each and every time. In order to help them, you've got to basically call them out on what they're doing that's affecting them from moving forward in their life, regardless of whatever they're trying to accomplish. So what I've always done is I've said, hey, are you open to me being honest with you regarding what I see is holding you back and making you feel insecure? Well, you think I feel insecure? Yeah, you're behaving insecurely. I'm not trying to criticize you. I'm trying to help you identify what you're going through so you can work through it and accomplish whatever you've tried to accomplish, but you failed because of your insecurities, right? So they say, yeah, I'm open to it. Tell me exactly what you think is wrong with me, or, what you think, what you see, right? I said, are you sure? Because you know what? I don't want you getting highly offended, and I don't want you attacking me. I just want to help you. I care about you, right? No, please let me know. So then I tell them, and I shit you not, like 99% of the time, maybe not 100. There are a few that have been open to me helping them out, but 99+% of the time, once I tell them what I see is affecting them and making them highly insecure, they come back and attack me and they yell at me, and then they project even more of their insecurities onto me. So the only thing you can really do with those people is you can try one time to help them out genuinely. I'm the kind of guy that has a big heart and I love to help people, right? So even if I know that these people that are highly insecure are not going to be receptive to my help, whether they are open to it or not, I still give it one shot. After one shot, I say, hey, look, you know what? Sounds like you need some time to yourself to figure things out and work through things on your own, because no one can help you until you are open to the help and you understand what's truly going on deep within you. Hashtag Slurp Squad says, like Kenny Rogers once said, sometimes you gotta know when to hold them. Sorry, you gotta know when to hold them and when to fold them. You can't fix everyone. It's not about trying to fix everyone. Hashtag Slurp Squad, aka Zia, and I think you understand that. It's more about being understanding to other people's wants and needs, having empathy and caring about everyone in general. It doesn't mean you're going to be able to fix everyone. And it's not about trying to fix everyone. It's just trying to help people get back on track. Myself as a life coach, being a life coach is not about me telling you what to do. It's helping you get what you want. But part of getting what you want is being secure within yourself and having self-confidence and self-love deep within. And if you don't have that, it's going to tremendously affect you from getting anywhere in your personal life and in your business life. And a lot of people just don't understand it. But sometimes you do get it wrong. Hashtag UTG. Are you saying that about me directly, or are you saying that in general? Can you be more specific? Hashtag UTG. But sometimes you do get it wrong. See, with me, I can't help people that make vague statements. And vague statements are typically trolling statements. I'm that intuitive. That's another thing that people are intimidated, regarding me. A lot of people are intimidated by me because of the fact that I'm so intuitive. I can pick up on trolling. I can pick up on fake people. I can pick up on the slightest things that people are trying to pull in shady ways, and I call them out on it. So, but there are some people out there that are not trying to pull something shady. I was never insecure, although you called me insecure. Well, look, dude, quite honestly, I think you're just here to troll, and I'm not gonna put up with that. So you're out of here. It's pathetic, man. Come on, dude. We're not here to project. That's all you're doing, man. When you're projecting the insecurities, that's the highest level of being insecure. And especially if you're a man, I've just realized that dealing with highly insecure men is impossible until they come down to earth and start to realize their insecurities and reach out for help. There's nothing you can do. Because a lot of these men, even if you try to help them legitimately, they feel you're trying to belittle them when we're not. I'm seriously trying to help people here become more secure, more confident in themselves, and love themselves. So that way you can get whatever you want out of life. It's the truth. Hashtag Slurp Squad says, I would imagine now that with everyone locked up indoors for such a long time, that the coaching business will be picking up once people start working and have more income. Even I have suffered. Yeah, Slurp Squad, I don't know if you heard that I no longer work my day job, and I'm sure you've heard different variations about why I don't work it. I actually, decided to make the change. I was talking about making the change the transition from an insurance broker to a full-time life coach as early as, a year and a half ago. And, I was saving some money, and I prepared for it, and I finally made that change last week. And so, I've put myself in a position where I have plenty of time now to take this channel where it needs to go and to grow the business and give it everything I've got. And that's all you can do, folks. Like sometimes you can do everything right in life, on the road to success, and it still won't happen right away, or it will take longer. But I've always been the kind of guy that's a risk taker. No risk, no reward. But while I take risks, I take good risks. I take good risks, meaning that I give myself a time limit. I've given myself 3 months to get to a certain level. If I don't get that certain level, that means I still have 6 to 9 months to figure out something else I can do to continue bringing in income and survive, which is plenty of time. And then I can still work on this part-time if it doesn't get to the point of where I need it to get to, running it full-time within the next 3 months. So, you got to take risks if you want to get ahead. So, yeah, I'm putting myself out there. I'm doing more streams per day. I'm going to start doing more pre-recorded videos, and we're going to let it ride and see what happens. But, yeah, I totally get what you're saying, man. Slurp Squad said, I heard, like I said, I don't let others' opinions influence me, so don't worry about me being swayed. No, it doesn't matter, bro. You're being reasonable and respectful, and I appreciate it. I do me, and that's why people on here either love me or hate me. I bet they are mad that I'm here. They probably are, dude, but you can go wherever you want to go. It's no big deal, man. It's no big deal. So, yeah, I've dealt with many insecure people in my life. I've had insecure close friends. And, they've even come to me saying, hey, dude, how are you so happy all the time? Whether you go through a breakup or you go through other things in life. I said, because some things are out of my control, man. I mean, I'm not going to sit there and criticize myself and kick myself down for things that are out of my control. Some things are just not meant to be. And part of what, makes people become as secure as possible is understanding that some things are just not meant to be. And that doesn't mean you're broken. That doesn't mean you're not good enough for a particular man or woman if it's a relationship you're seeking or that didn't work out. If you don't get certain jobs, it doesn't mean that you're not good enough for that job. You're not qualified. It just means that the timing wasn't right. Maybe that employer was looking for a certain type of person. They're not supposed to discriminate, but we know some people do, right? So, many things are out of your control. And just because, we don't get a certain job or get a certain guy or girl for a relationship, or certain relationships fail and stuff like that, doesn't mean that we're failures. All it means is that it just wasn't meant to be. And if it's not meant to be with a particular person or a particular employer, right, you can always keep on putting yourself out there, and then the right person and people will eventually come into your life. But a lot of people, after they go through 1 or 2 or 3 rejections, they feel that the problem is within them when it really isn't. It's just that, hey, that's the way life is. Some things are just not meant to be. And just keep on pushing forward, because eventually you're going to get what you want. The moment you give up is when you'll never get what you want. And that's why I'm relentless, and I keep coming back here almost each and every day to run this channel. I've been, trying to get my life coaching business off the ground for 3.5 years. I've dealt with lots of trolls and haters, people attacking my real life, my family, my ex-girlfriend. I've been through the ringer and back. But you want to know why I feel I will eventually be successful at this? And I am already successful at it, but I'll be more successful. The reason why I feel I'll be more successful is because I keep moving forward. I keep pushing through it, and I don't let this stuff get to me. And that's what I want to help you folks understand and get to that level. That'll tremendously change your life. Absolutely. So, all right, got 21 in the box here, and we've been on for 24 minutes. Let me go over to the browser screen here and get to the blog. Let's get to that here. And I'm going to try to go through this in one shot over the next 30, 45 minutes. If it takes a little bit longer, I may take a little bit of a break. but I think I'll be able to power through it. This was a very interesting blog that I read that I wanted to share with you folks from Psychology Today. And the blog is written by Susan Krauss Whitbourne, PhD, and she is part of Fulfillment at Any Age. It's great. We'll learn more about her at the end of the blog. We'll read her bio. So Susan Krauss Whitbourne, PhD, Fulfillment at Any Age. And the blog is called, well, it's funny how the word narcissism is right there. Okay, that's interesting. The title is 4 Signs That Someone is Insecure. One more time. 4 signs that someone is insecure. And here's the reason why right below. And what narcissism has to do with it. Now, a lot of highly insecure people are narcissistic as well. So, yeah, we'll read more about that as the blog goes on. So 4 signs that someone is insecure and what narcissism has to do with it. This blog was written on November 17th, 2015, so almost 5 years ago, still very relevant. This is one of those evergreen topics that's never going to change because, people have been insecure, forever, and they've been secure people forever. So this is always going to be relevant in any era. So let's get right to it. You're with someone you just met, and within seconds you feel that there's something wrong with you. You ever felt that way? When I've gone on certain dates, like when I've gone on certain dates, whether I meet some women online or offline, right? When you first meet up with them, let's say you go on that first date and you're going for a hike, a walk, you're going to lunch, dinner, coffee, whatever it is. The moment that you lay eyes on her, you just sense that there's something wrong with yourself. Maybe it's because of, how she reacted to seeing you or whatever. I think we've all been through that. We've all had those insecure moments. When I was younger, I had a lot more of those insecure moments until I worked on myself through my 20s and into my early 30s to, become as strong as I possibly can be and as secure as I could possibly be or can be today. Up until meeting this person, you were having a pretty good day. But now you're starting to question everything from the way you look to the accomplishments you've racked up over your life so far. Well, yeah, maybe you're insecure because let's say you're a dude. Let's say you're an average looking guy, right? Let's say on a scale of 1 to 10, you're an average looking guy, like a 7 or an 8. I'll rate myself a 7 or an 8. I'm being humble and I'm being honest. I don't think I'm a GQ guy. I don't think I'm the greatest looking guy in the world, but I also don't think I'm the ugliest guy in the world. And I'm secure within myself, but I'm also very real and reasonable. Okay. So say you're, a guy that's a 7 or an 8, right? And you're meeting up with a woman that's a 9 or a 10 and she's super hot and she gets lots of attention, right? That's typically when these types of things happen, right? You start to feel insecure that because she is technically hotter than you on the physical attractive scale, that, you're less of a person than her or you're not good enough for her. Well, if that's how you see yourself and that's how you feel, she's going to pick up on that. She'll pick up on your insecurities. And let me tell you, when women pick up on insecurities, it's game over. Even if you're a hot 10 guy, if you're insecure, it's game over. And even if you're a 7 or an 8 and you're very secure, let's say you're a 7 or an 8 and you're going on a date with a 10, right? And you're secure. And let's say she goes on another date with a 10 that's insecure, right? She's going to choose you because you're secure and you're confident within yourself and you're still reasonably attractive enough for her to feel that connection, right? So it's how you see yourself is how other people are going to see you. Let's say the person is the mother of one of your children's playmates. Not only does she seem perfectly outfitted, but in simply introducing herself, she's made it clear that she's got an important job and a perfect family life, and that she associates with all the right people. Well, it sounds like, this person is intimidating the other person. Don't let people intimidate you. People are busy. People are doing things. They've accomplished things. That doesn't mean you're less of a person than they are, or you can't associate with them, or don't deserve to associate with them or be with them in any way, shape, or form. It's how you see yourself. Don't let that stuff intimidate you. Okay? And if it does bother you that much, what that typically is saying is that you're actually less accomplished than they are, and you're jealous, and you know that you'll never have a chance with that person because when they find out you're that much less accomplished, they're not going to want to be with you. And if that's the case, work on yourself first and better yourself. Get to where you need to get to first within yourself before you put yourself out there. And then these things won't affect you, right? Because you'll be at these people's level, right? It is easy to get thrown into a personal purgatory of self-doubt in these situations. Absolutely. But that's where I come in to help you identify that, right? Whether you're not as accomplished as certain people you're meeting, or you are as accomplished, right? And here's the thing, there's nothing wrong with not being as accomplished as you want to be. But if that is the case, I would definitely focus on people that are at your same level, and then you can grow together. Okay, if you're a guy and you're still building your resources, you're still, accomplishing certain things, I would not focus on going out with a woman that is fully accomplished and exactly where she needs to be financially, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Okay? If you're not as accomplished, it doesn't mean you're broken. It doesn't mean that you don't deserve greatness, right? But focus on people that are at your level. Because number one, you're going to feel that you can relate more. And number two, you're not going to, meet a woman that's going to realize she's that much further accomplished than you. And then she, will not feel the chemistry anyway, right? So why put yourself in that position when you already know it's going to happen, right? Just don't put yourself in that position and you'll be fine, right? But don't doubt yourself that you're not good enough. You just haven't gotten there yet because you need a little more time. For some people, it takes longer. Some people can get there quicker. There's no right or wrong time. When you get there, you get there. But don't have any self-doubt ever within yourself, despite where you're at. Whether it's a social contact or a business interaction, people who want everyone to know how big they are can make the rest of us feel pretty small. Just think how much better you'd feel if you could brush these situations aside and go on about your day without doubting yourself and your life. That's what a lot of trolls and haters like to do out here on YouTube. They like to, attack you in certain ways. So give me a second, folks. Do I have any moderators here right now? Because I know Mutt's not available today, and Queen does not seem to be here. And I don't know if you're still here, Colin, but it's hard to run this show without moderators here. Give me a second here. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's unusual for Queen to not be here. Maybe she's busy doing something else. I hope she is okay. She's typically always out on these streams, but that's fine. I'll check on the chat every now and then. Not a big deal. But yeah, like I was saying, these trolls and haters, right? They're going to come at you and, they are insecure. That's the bottom line. They're very insecure people and they're projecting their insecurities, right? And they know they're doing that, right? And they're trying to get a reaction from you so that way you can entertain them and make them feel better about themselves because they wish they could be at your level or be who you are, right? So, like the blog says here, just think how much better you'd feel if you could brush these situations aside and go on about your day. That's what I've been doing. Without doubting yourself and your life. A lot of these trolls and haters out here, for example, they try to bring self-doubt that you're not a good YouTuber, or they try to do other things to scare you off the platform, right? Okay, but as long as you know what you're worth, you're not going to let it bother you, and you just put it off to the side. If they come around and they somehow penetrate, your blocked words list or your Nightbot spam security like I have, you block them and you move on. That's all you do. Don't let them get to you. And then continue focusing on your prize and what you want to accomplish, right? It turns out that when armed with a simple set of detection tools, you can not only help yourself feel better, but also recognize the weaknesses in the facade of those practically perfect people. Nobody's perfect, and that's the first thing that you have to realize, okay? You're not perfect, and no one else is perfect. And if you're gonna, compare yourself to someone that you think is perfect, then that's an insecurity within yourself that you need to work through, okay? You have to look at yourself as not being better than anyone else, but anyone else not being better than you at the same time. You got to look at people as your equals. You got to be cool, calm, and collective, and just go with the flow and just be you, and don't let things faze you. Okay. And don't let, things that don't initially work out that you're trying to accomplish faze you, because if you keep moving forward and you keep on trying, eventually you'll connect with the right people and things will happen for you. And then you'll be happy you didn't give up, because you'll have the right person in your personal life, and you'll have that great job or whatever you're trying to accomplish in the business world. In my case, I'm moving my coaching business forward. And yeah, do I have a lot to deal with? Do I have a lot of people that don't like me, that have been attacking me, that have been trying to slow me down, on and off of YouTube? Absolutely. I'm getting it everywhere. But you know what? I'm staying on track. I'm staying focused, and I'm not letting anything get in the way, because that's how I see myself. I have self-confidence. I'm not insecure, and I know that I'm going to get there. I know I'm going to get there. And if you put it in your head that you're going to get there, eventually you will. Don't give up or let anyone get in the way until you do get there. The psychology behind this process stems from the theory of the Viennese psychoanalyst Alfred Adler, who coined the term inferiority complex. It's a great word. If you feel you're inferior and you have that complex, even if you don't say you're inferior, but you behave in that way, people are going to pick up on it, and you're going to repel people instead of attract people, whether it's in your business world or your personal world. That's a huge insecurity right there, an inferiority complex. According to Adler, people who feel inferior go about their days overcompensating. Boy, I know many people like that on YouTube and off of YouTube. They overcompensate to try to cover up their insecurities. And when they overcompensate to try to cover up their insecurities, they make their insecurities even more apparent. So it makes the situation worse than better. Sorry, I stepped away for a few minutes. No problem, Colin. Yeah, if you can do me a favor, you're the only mod I have here right now. So use the ban hammer, dude. You know there are a few people that have been trolling me a lot. Just ban them right away, brother. And don't worry, if you make a mistake, I'll correct it. No big deal. But I trust you, bro. I love you like a brother, right? It's all good. And by the way, Colin, do me a favor. Can you share your channel link in the chat in case anyone wants to subscribe? That's totally up to you. Feel free to do it anytime, brother. No problem. So overcompensating through what he called striving for superiority. Yeah, it's the superiority complex. People that are insecure are going to feel like they have to be at the top of everyone. They have to be in control. They have to always, call the shots and run the show. Well, sometimes in life, you're going to call the shots and you're going to run the show. And other times, you're going to be a spectator. You got to know when to step up, and you got to know when to back off and just relax and be cool and respect someone else that stepped up, right? You got to know your place, right? And when you're insecure, it's almost impossible to understand this. When you're secure, you're going to more so understand it and get further ahead quicker. The only way these inwardly uncertain people can feel happy is by making others decidedly unhappy. Right, that's called projecting their insecurities and trying to kick them down because they wish they could be like you. I've been saying this time and time again. And the reason why I've been attacked over this is because the people that have been attacking me are the insecure people. It's the bottom line. It's the bottom line. The reason why it happens out here on YouTube is because it's a public platform. And you can block people, but they can still do videos on you. they can still come in on fake accounts and try to troll you, right? But you just ignore it and you move on. To Adler, this striving for superiority lies at the core of neurosis. Okay. We now think of this striving for superiority as a feature of narcissistic personality disorder. A lot of these insecure people I've encountered on and off of YouTube are very narcissistic. They have NPD, narcissistic personality disorder. Now, I'm not a psychologist. I don't have a psychology degree, but I can only share what I've dealt with based on my personal experiences. And I've even dated a narcissistic woman. And let me tell you, I could not even pick up that she was a narcissist right away. I didn't really realize she was a narcissist until after our relationship ended, right? And a lot of narcissists are so good at what they do. They're so good at making you feel a certain way, typically kicking you down and leading you to believe that you're not a good person when you are, and because that's what makes them feel better, right? So a lot of times you can't pick it up. And when it happens to men, right? When it happens to men from women, it's harder for men to pick it up. Like I said at the beginning of the show, not all men are intuitive. It's not a natural, typical trait that men have. For me, I can pick up on it typically quicker in most cases, some cases not. But that's because I'm intuitive. If you're not intuitive, a narcissistic person is going to be able to play their game on you and control you a lot longer. So that's why I do these shows here to, raise awareness and to share with people what I've been through and how to learn to better identify these things so you can make better decisions in your life and you can move past certain people quicker to not waste your time with them and focus on people that are more so going to jive with you, right? The two kinds of narcissists are the grandiose who feel super entitled and the vulnerable who underneath the bravado feel weak and helpless. Some may argue that at their core, both types of narcissists have a weak sense of self-esteem, but the grandiose narcissist may be just better at the cover-up. Yes, some of them are better at hiding their narcissism. So they're very manipulative, in other words. You got to be careful for that. My ex, 2 exes ago, was a narcissist, but she was so manipulative because she came off so real and genuine that I didn't see it right away. And I'm a very intuitive guy, remember. I'm very intuitive, but I didn't pick it up right away because she was that good. Some of them are better than others. So you got to watch it with some people, I tell you. And sometimes you're not going to figure it out until it's too late and it's going to sting a bit. But even if that happens, you just got to, work through it and let it go. Chalk it up an experience. And then that experience will make you more self-aware of these types of people, and you'll be able to recognize that type of personality in the future so you don't get involved with people like that initially in the future, right? Some may argue that their core, both types of narcissists have a weak sense of self-esteem. They do. They do. They're very insecure people. That's the bottom line. But the grandiose narcissist, which is what I'm trying to say, may just be better at the cover-up. I did say that. Okay, I said it again. In either case, when you're dealing with someone who's making you feel inferior, there's a good chance that narcissism is the culprit. Yeah, they're insecure. They're unhappy within themselves. They haven't accomplished what they want to accomplish, and they see you as more accomplished, and it makes them feel jealous in many cases. So they try to kick you down to their level or below their level so that way they feel better about themselves, right? That's what happens. Let me see here real quick. How far do we have to go here? Okay. I'm going to read a few more paragraphs, then get to the 4 key points after I take a break. Narcissism doesn't always reach pathological levels, but it can characterize people to more or less of a degree. Using the concepts of overt and covert narcissism instead of grandiose and vulnerable, some personality researchers believe that they can learn more about the type of narcissism you might spot in everyday life. A lot of times it's very difficult to spot right away. You have to spend time with people to see their patterns, right? And even if you start picking up on a pattern regarding someone you're spending time with and it doesn't feel right, you may not be able to identify it right away as even narcissism. So yeah, you got to be self-aware, and you got to set boundaries for yourself regarding what you're willing to deal with and what you're not willing to deal with. And if these people that are narcissists try to get you to do things that are, out of what you feel comfortable doing, right? If they're trying to get you to be someone that you're not, right? You got to talk with them. You got to call them out. And if they overreact to it, then maybe you got to let them go. It's bottom line. University of Derby, UK psychologist James Brooks, 2015, decided to investigate the way that people high on these tendencies actually feel about themselves in terms of both self-esteem and self-efficacy or confidence in one's ability to succeed. Right. Having self-confidence is huge. Loving yourself is huge, right? How you see yourself is how everyone else is going to see you. So if you're the type of person that, you want to be loved by others and you want to be accepted and appreciated by others, you got to appreciate yourself so that way they have something to love and appreciate, right? Come on now. Okay? It's just like if you go to the supermarket and you are looking to buy a steak, right? And if you see two steaks, there in the fridge section, right? In the meat department, the meat fridge, right? And one of them has mold on it and the other one doesn't have mold on it. Which one are you going to pick up? You're not going to pick up the one that has mold. You're going to pick up the one that is fresh and healthy and safe, right? So how you present yourself, same thing in this case with the steak. One has mold, one doesn't. Okay, that one with mold would never be there, because if there was one that was there that had mold, they would remove it, and they would, typically they rotate stock at the supermarket so it never gets there. But that's just an example there. Look at yourself as either a steak with no mold or a steak with mold. What do you think is more attractive, right? What do you think is safe to eat and not safe to eat? Come on. Common sense, right? I used to have a buddy of mine that I used to network with back in the days when I was growing my insurance business over 12 years ago. He used to say, what I would always mention, a lot of people don't have common sense nowadays, to this guy. He would say, common sense is not so common anymore. He would always say that. And yeah, I've never forgotten that. It is very true. Common sense is not so common anymore. But it's very important. Let me check out the chat here real quick. Let me see here. Thank you for sharing your channel, Colin Butters. My channel, he says. Hashtag Slurp Squad. YouTube brings out the worst in people. Even I have fallen into the trap in the past. Yes, you did. That's why you and I didn't get along, bro. It wasn't that I didn't want to get along with you. You see, if you're civil and reasonable with me, I can be that way with you. And you're being pretty cool, and I appreciate that, bro. But I think what happened was, Zia, a.k.a. hashtag Slurp Squad, is that, you and I were a part of the MGTOW community. And, we were dealing with a bunch of angry and bitter men that either had just gone through a divorce and had half of their stuff taken from them, or they'd gone through a bad breakup. I had just gone through the breakup of being cheated on, with this ex I've been talking about. Not my last ex, Dana. She was great. The one before that. So I was in that state of mind too. And that's what fueled me to get my coaching business going, right? And because of that, we started to associate ourselves with a lot of angry and bitter people where the majority were not willing to work through their issues, and they still haven't worked through those issues today. You've worked through the issues, bro. I've worked through the issues, right? But a lot of these people are still angry and bitter, probably regarding a divorce or a relationship that went bad. I can name a few people, and I'm not going to because I'm not going to talk about the drama. But, there are several people that are trolling me that are bitter about their divorce or haven't gotten over an ex. And you don't think that affects them? Absolutely, it does. It absolutely does. And until they're ready to move past it and move forward and become stronger and more secure, it's never going to change. So you got to withdraw from those people. Because it's not you or I that they don't like, bro. They don't love themselves. And you know that. That's the bottom line. It's the bottom line. Collins Trivia says, I don't let trolls get to me. I just think, yeah. There's the door and don't come back. Yeah, you're right, bro. And hashtag Slurp Squad furthermore says, I see on some people's community tabs that they are mad that I'm here. Oh, well, too bad. So sad. Hashtag they are triggered. That's cool, man. Go where you want to go. I appreciate you being here, but that's up to you what you want to do. Let them do what they're going to do, bro. It's not a big deal. And you know that. And I appreciate that you've I'm not saying that, you weren't, a good person in the past, but you and I had to figure out how this YouTube thing works. And we worked on ourselves to understand it better, and here we are. It's a different world now. It's a different time. So I appreciate it. Let's see here. Using a sample of undergraduates, an important point to keep in mind, Brooks analyzed the relationships among overt and covert narcissism, self-esteem. Did I already read that? Oh, yeah, I think I did read that part. I think I read that part already. I'm not going to read it again. Okay. Looking at self-efficacy, the overt narcissist also won the day compared to the more hypersensitive and insecure counterparts. In particular, for overt narcissists, the need to have power over others seemed to give them the sense that they could accomplish anything, which is the furthest thing from the truth. A lot of these, I keep going back to these, hateful people on YouTube, right? A lot of them get off on the fact of attacking other people. It makes them feel like they have power over them. When the truth of the matter is, they're only attacking them because they feel inferior to these people. They have the inferiority complex, right? So in order to compensate or overcompensate for that, they have to attack people that they perceive to be better than they are or in a better place than they are. So that way it makes themselves feel better and other like-minded people like them. And then they create a community of, people with an inferiority complex. It's pretty sad. That's what I've seen happen to our community out here. Zia, hashtag Slurp Squad. The Brooks study provides some clues into what makes up the narcissistic personality. It can also offer insight into the ways you can interpret the actions of narcissistic friends, coworkers, or partners through examining their insecurities. Yeah, you can, once you become an intuitive enough person to be able to pick up on, just abnormalities, right? Differences of things, right? You're going to be able to pick up on people's insecurities rather quickly. And you're going to realize that those are people that you more than likely don't want to deal with because they're not in a good enough place to either be in a relationship with you or to do business with you or to be a friend of yours or whatever. You got to learn how to identify that. And a lot of these people play their game on people they know they're going to be able to get away with it because they're not intuitive enough to pick up their game, right? That's why they do that. So don't be naive. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a quick 5 to 7 or 8 minute break right now. And then I'm going to come back and read the 4 signs that someone is insecure. I'm going to go through them one by one and dissect them. We're probably going to go for another 20 to 30 minutes when I get back, but I got to use the restroom and get a little more coffee. Let me come back to full screen and cue up some music. Okay. Give me just a second here, folks. My apologies. Yeah, I gotta say, sometimes in life, you can give it your best shot. Doesn't mean you're a bad person, doesn't mean you're a failure, but sometimes it's just not good enough for other people. You can't let that get to you. Cannot let that get to you. What the heck is going on here? Give me 1 second. Okay. Let me just cue up some music. Let me see here. Which songs do I want to play? Which ones haven't I played in a while? Okay. All right. We're all set, folks. All right, stick around for the 4 signs coming right up after this break. Do not go anywhere! Slurp Squad. I'm going to show you some good faith here in a second, brother. Stay tuned. Stay tuned, man. We're almost back. We're almost back. Get on up. Shake it all about. Shake it all about. Yeah. Wait for it. Wait for it. Yeah. Here we go, Zia. This one's for you, brother. Someone's definitely going to cut this one, Zia. It's all good. They got nothing better to do, man. Yeah. The good old Coach Eli entry theme song. I should bring that back. I should bring that back. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, all right, all right. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli live here on YouTube. Glad you could all join me today for a very important and interesting topic. We're discussing 4 key aspects of insecure people and how insecure people tremendously affect secure people. And we're getting down to the old Coach Eli theme song, which I should definitely bring that back. Oh yeah, Zia says, play the old intro song, the metal rock one. That's right. It's Double Helix by Ethan Mixell. And he's like, awesome. Put the smiley face up. Appreciate that, Eli. Brings back the good old days. It certainly does, man. It certainly does. And, you know, glad I could do something nice for you, Zia. I'm the kind of guy I love to do nice things for people. I'm a very giving and nurturing person. You know, people are cool with me, I'm cool with them. That's just the way life works, right? You only get what you only give, I can't even get it right. You only give what you get. There we go. I'm sorry, I'm caught up in the song. All right, the good old days, man, the good old days. All right, we're back. Let's just get right to it here. Yeah, that does bring back some memories, man. I should play that song more often. I actually did not have that queued, Slurp Squad, aka Zia. I had another song queued, and then, you know, right when I was taking a break, I got your message on my phone. And I said, screw it. I'll just, you know, swap out the track mid-flight. I have a nice control deck that I use to, you know, play songs. I can mix songs if I want. There's so much I can do that I haven't even done. I just changed it. So that is that. Okay. I got a private message behind the scenes from Queen. She's good. She's at an appointment right now. That's why she can't mod. Oh, Queen, no problem. No problem, Queen. I'm just glad that you're doing fine. I'm not sure. Maybe you're watching. Maybe you're not. I don't know. Maybe you'll catch the replay. But thank you for making me aware. You know, I do care about your well-being, and I'm glad you're okay. Mutt's spending time with her boyfriend, and Queen's at an appointment. No problem. We've got Colin Butters here modding the chat. It's all good. It's all good. Well, here's the thing. You know, here's the thing. If Zia's trolling me, I'm gonna respond to that Max Hammer troll that got banned by Colin. Good job, Colin. If Zia's trolling me, that's fine. As long as here's the thing. If you folks want to troll me, as long as you follow my rules and you're respectful, that's fine. If Zia gives me no reason to ban him, whether he's trolling me or not, what's the big deal? These people are just, I don't know. It's like they just want a piece of Coach Eli. I don't get it. I think what the thing is, Zia, is that all of these people are trying to take me down. They're trying to stress me out so much to either quit YouTube or they're trying to shut me down in one way or another. They're coming at me so hard, like in a group fashion. And I think that they're just trying, and they've been unsuccessful at doing it because I don't give them a reason. I don't do anything wrong. I'm just me. I play by the rules, and I'm a good guy. So I'm not saying you're trolling me, dude. I'm not saying you're trolling me. What I'm saying is, even if you were, just to address the troll for shits and giggles, you're not breaking any rules. You're being cool. You're being a respectful person. So that's all good. Trolling or not, you're being respectful. So it's not a big deal. You can see on people's tabs that they are mad at me. They are mad that I can think for myself. They are pathetic, man. They are pathetic people. It's all good, though. It's all good. All right, let's get back to the blog here. Let's get back to the blog here and get to the 4 signs, the 4 key aspects of 4 signs of insecure people. All right, number 1, the insecure person tries to make you feel insecure yourself. Sound familiar? See, we were just talking about these people, Zia. A lot of these people are insecure within themselves, so they're projecting it onto me and trying to make me feel like I'm the one at fault to make me feel insecure. Wow, what a concept, right? When you start to question your own self-worth, let me repeat that one more time. When you start to question your own self-worth, is it typically around a specific person or type of person? So, in the case of these trolls, for example, just for example purposes, okay, I'm that person that they're questioning their self-worth over. They're not going to admit that, right? But if I had no value to them at all, like meaning any worth, right, they would not be doing what they're doing, right? Is that individual always broadcasting his or her strengths? That's what a lot of insecure people do. Insecure people make it a point to share with you who they are, which would be who you are is fine, but what they typically will share what they have. I've said this before about a lot of conservative Caucasian men. A lot of conservative Caucasian men will flex their muscles, meaning that they'll share how much money they make, and they'll talk about everything they own. I have a nice boat. I have a nice car. I have a nice house. I have a hot girlfriend. I have this. I have that. Okay, who cares? It's apparent you have that. Like, we can see that. Why do you need to project that? Because you're insecure. A secure person that has all of that will just be happy to have all that and not define himself based off of that, and not expect other people to define him based on that. As a matter of fact, I would never want anyone to define me based on what I have materialistically, because then they wouldn't be genuine with me, right? But that's what this means. If you don't feel insecure in general, but only around certain people, it is likely they're projecting their insecurities onto you. My line! Let me highlight that. This is great. Let me put that at the top of the page there. If you don't feel insecure in general, but only around certain people, like me, okay, it is likely they're projecting their insecurities onto you. You know, Doc that wrote this blog, I wasn't seeking validation. It's not a masculine trait, but thanks for the validation anyway. Oh man, that was good. That was good. That made my day there. That is the highlight of this entire show. Number two, the insecure person needs to showcase his or her accomplishments. I just said that. I already picked up on that from the last point, but we're going to kind of, revisit it here again. The insecure person needs to showcase his or her accomplishments. You don't necessarily have to feel insecure around someone to conclude that inferiority is at the heart of their behavior. People who are constantly bragging about their great lifestyle, like I said, the guy that says, oh, I make millions. I'm an entrepreneur. I make millions. I have a Ferrari. I have a Porsche. I have a Lamborghini. I have a Tesla. I have a 4-story house. Okay. I have the hottest chick, right? Blah, 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 right? Their elite education. Ooh, I went to Harvard, or I went to Princeton, right? Or I went to Stanford or Berkeley or wherever, right? Okay. Congratulations. I'm proud of you. So what's that supposed to mean? You're a better person than me? That you're more special than I am? What does that mean? Right? Put up your damn diploma in your place. And when we walk in and see it, we'll acknowledge it on our own. You don't have to point it out. A secure person is not going to feel the need to point out their accomplishments. They're just going to feel accomplished and happy within themselves, and other people will see that and, acknowledge it if they feel like acknowledging it, right? Or their fantastic children may very well be doing so to convince themselves that they really do have worth. That is a huge insecurity right there. People that feel the need to show off what they've got all the time are insecure. And in actuality, it could be a couple of things. Either they just became accomplished to a certain level. They've never felt that level of accomplishment anymore. So they feel like, they finally reached success. Now they want to show it off. Or they've always been successful and they're so narcissistic and they are so high and almighty. They feel so inferior to people and superior that, that's just their personality. But that's a big insecurity. And that those are the types of people that repel me. They're not cool. They're not laid back. They're not just chill. They're not just normal people that, are just accepting of people for who they are, right? Okay, number 3. Let's move forward here. Let me check out the chat here real quick. We only have a couple more left to go. My info was leaked a few months back. Anyway, yeah, I heard you got doxxed, man. Everyone's been doxxed out of this community, man. Well, the former community, the so to speak, dramasphere. Everyone gets doxxed on YouTube. And it's just so dumb, man. It's dude, I'm sure you've seen the things that I've gone through. I've been stalked in my real life. I've had people come at me while I was doing live streams at the park. And I'm going to get back to doing those, The reason why I haven't been doing them is because I've had a pinched nerve and I'm healing from it. I'm like 70% healed now. I'm getting better every day. If you folks can't tell, I'm moving around a lot better. So I'll get back to doing those. Well, give me a second. I want to check out this channel in the chat here with the Go to Channel plugin. And if your channel was created today, you're getting banned. April 15th, 2020. Okay. Yeah, maybe you're real. Who knows? They can visit me if they have a problem. I don't care. Yeah, I get it. I have nothing to hide, says Slurp Squad. Pure D, hi host. Do you think, though, that every single person has an insecurity, be it big or small one? Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. I was going to bring that up towards the end, and I should have brought it up in the beginning. I honestly feel that, to a certain extent, more so for women, women are naturally going to be more insecure than men. That's just biologically how women were made to be. right? So women being insecure, at a reasonable level is completely normal, okay? Women have always looked up to a man for their strength. And in the past, before, feminism and women being liberated, women were dependent on a man for everything, for survival, right? So, women are always going to naturally have a normal, healthy level of insecurities. Now, if women, if it gets greater than that, meaning that, if women start behaving insecurely at a greater level than the normal level of insecurities that comes standard with a woman, then that's unhealthy, then that's not normal. As far as men go, we're supposed to be the rock. We're supposed to be the leader. We're supposed to be the strong one, right? Mentally, emotionally, and physically strong, right? So any insecurities that we, project onto a woman that we're married to or dating or want to be with could and probably would more than likely repel that woman to not be able to trust our masculine core, meaning that if they were with us, they would not feel comfortable that we could protect them if any danger came along, right? But in my honest opinion, look, I think every single man out there, on top of women, I just mentioned that. So I mentioned women a second, let me talk about men. I feel that every man, regardless of how strong they are, deep within is going to have a few small insecurities. And I think that's perfectly normal and healthy as long as you don't project those insecurities or make them really apparent, okay? So it is normal. But if a man is as insecure as the normal level of a woman being insecure or greater than that, then that is not healthy for a man. Because men are supposed to be the strong ones, the rocks, the leaders. We're not supposed to let anything faze us, okay? We're supposed to love ourselves no matter what and just go out there and make things happen no matter what gets in the way. So hopefully that answers your question, Pure D. Hashtag Slurp Squad says, yeah, I have heard. I can't follow it all, but people here are crazy, LOL. Yeah, I know. And they don't have any content without it, bro. The bottom line is they do it for content. They do it for attention. You know why they do it, dude. It's just pretty pathetic. Hashtag Slurp Squad. Didn't mean to derail your chat. I'm annoyed at those people trying to say I'm trolling you. I just want peace. Hey, that's fine, dude. Not a big deal. You're not derailing my chat. It's fine. It's good. All right, number 3. The insecure person drops the humble brag far too often. The humble brag is a brag disguised as a self-derogatory statement. You've all seen these on Facebook, as when an acquaintance complains about all the travel she has to take due to the importance of her job, or all the time he has to spend watching his kids play. And by the way, win hockey games. The Facebook gloat is a bold-faced brag, which is easier to spot, but may very well have the same roots. Well, my thoughts about that is this, okay? If you're on social media and keeping in touch with people, the point of, Facebook and social media, especially Facebook, is to share whatever parts of your life you want to share with people. If you go on a vacation, you share pictures. I'm here with my girlfriend, my husband, my wife, my boyfriend, my family, right? Nothing wrong with that, okay? That to me is perfectly normal, right? But if you take it to the point of where it's, look at my kids, they're just so amazing. They're like the greatest kids in the world, like my kids are just so incredibly, overly amazing, right? There's a point where it goes a little bit too far. And I guess that's what they're calling the humble brag here, and I don't even think that's even being humble at all. I think that's just bragging and trying to show off and trying to say that no one else compares to my family or my kids. It shouldn't be that way. You should be happy with your family, your kids, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your husband, your wife, etc. And, it is okay to share that and share that with the world or your friends or whoever you want to share it with. But, don't make it come off like no one compares to you, because that's where it becomes, bragging, or like the blog author calls it, humble brag. That was pretty simple there. Yeah. Yeah, it's an insecurity because people are feeling that, okay, I have all of this and other people don't have it. So I'm just going to show it off. No need to do that. No need to kick other people down that don't have what you have or haven't accomplished what you've accomplished. You don't know what they're working on. You don't know what they've been through. All right, let me check out the chat one more time here real quick. All right, number 4, the insecure person frequently complains that things aren't good enough. One more time. Number 4, the insecure person frequently complains that things aren't good enough. People high in inferiority like to show what high standards they have. You may label them as snobs, but as much as you realize they're putting on an act, it may be hard to shake the feeling that they really are better than you. Let me repeat that one more time. You may label them as snobs, but as much as you realize they're putting on an act, it may be hard to shake the feeling that they really are better than you. That does make a lot of sense. I think both sides are wrong there. Number one, if someone is showing off their stuff, like I mentioned in the last key point, number 3, if someone's a big show off and they're bragging, yes, they are being a snob, like they're being a show off. They're not being humble, right? It doesn't necessarily mean that they're better than you. But if you feel the need to, call those people out, or if that makes you react in a way where you're going to say, oh, they're just showing off, they're just big show-offs or snobby people, right? Okay? In essence, that's an insecurity as well. Now, a lot of people out here may ask, Eli, does that mean that you're an insecure person because you call other people out, or, you've done something similar? Well, I don't do that in my real life. Like, this is my real life too on YouTube, but I don't do that outside of YouTube or my coaching business, which is what I'm trying to say. When you're coaching people, the only way you can help people is by calling them out or helping them with the issue that you see they have that's preventing them from accomplishing whatever they want to accomplish. There is a difference there. This is what I do for a living, right? But if I were to behave this way outside of my coaching business, that would be an insecurity. Yes, there's a difference there. So while you shouldn't be snobby and show off what you've got, okay, there is, if these people are showing off things that are actually true, then that is who they are. And maybe the person that's calling them out maybe is jealous, or maybe they're not. But why should it affect you one way or another? Just ignore those people. There are some people out there that are very energetic, they're very outgoing, they're very active. And so wherever they're at, I like to call those people loud people. They're very noticeable, right? So they get a lot of attention. Don't let that bring you down or make you feel like you're not as good as them or they're better than you. Okay? Just be you. They're being them. That's who they are. Okay? Just be you. Don't let it affect you. What they're trying to do, you may rightly suspect, is to proclaim their high standards as a way of asserting that not only are they better than everyone else, but that they hold themselves to a more rigorous set of self-assessment criteria. Well, some people are very snobby. Some people have very high morals, values, and ethics. And they live their life in a way where they try to do everything as best as possible and do everything as right as possible without the intention of bragging or showing off. I think that's great. That's how I live my life. The way I live my life is I try to do every single thing, every single day, to the best of my ability in honest, ethical, and genuine ways. I hold myself to a high standard. It doesn't mean I feel I'm all that or I'm better than anyone. I just hold myself to a high standard. But if you're that type of person like me that I just mentioned, and then you're also showing off all the time, then I don't respect that myself. I respect a humble person that, holds himself accountable to be the best they can be each and every day and to do things in the most honest, ethical, and genuine ways possible, like I mentioned a second ago. All right. Let me see here. Those are the 4 points there. We're still good on the chat. Returning to the Brooks study, there can be aspects of overt narcissism that actually do work in helping the insecure feel more confident in their abilities. Okay, good point. However, this comes at the price of making everyone else feel less confident. Okay. Yeah, it should never come at the expense. It should never come at the expense of anyone else feeling less confident. I wouldn't recommend bolstering your sense of self-efficacy by putting down everyone else. It's an insecurity. That's what these trolls do. These trolls, all they do out here on YouTube, whether they're the trolls from, our arena, Zia, or other trolls. There are many trolls. There are many hateful people on and off of YouTube. Okay? That's what they try to do. They try to bolster their sense of self-efficacy by putting down everyone else. It's a total insecurity. If they were secure within themselves and happy within themselves, they wouldn't waste their time doing these stupid things. It takes time to troll people and to kick people down. I don't have that time to do that because I'm busy creating something positive for myself, and I see myself as a very highly confident and secure person. I don't project that onto people, but that's how I see myself and feel deep within. But when I do my shows, with the energy I put out there and how I am with people and how I relate to people, people will feel that. The right people will feel that. And even the wrong people will feel that. And that's what makes them insecure and makes them feel like they have to try to kick me down so that way they can bring me down to their level or below their level so they can feel better about themselves. Again, it's pretty pathetic, but that's a lot of people suffer from that. And until they're able to assess that within themselves, identify it, and work through it, there's nothing anyone can do. Zia, like I said, I did a stream yesterday for almost 3.5 hours, being as nice as I could be to try to be there for a lot of these people that, are going through something now that I went through for the past 3+ years. I was being completely genuine. And you know what? It wasn't good enough for them. You know why? Because nothing's good enough for them. Because they don't know what's good enough for them. And until they figure that out, they're not going to know when good people are coming around to, truly support them and be there for them. Oh, well, it is what it is. To sum up, being able to detect insecurity in the people around you can help you shake off the self-doubts that some people seem to enjoy fostering in you. Repeat that one more time. Being able to detect insecurity in the people around you can help you shake off the self-doubts that some people seem to enjoy fostering in you. Taking the high road and not giving into these self-doubts may also help you foster feelings of fulfillment both in yourself and in the insecure people you know and care about. Well, I can only speak for myself, Doc. I can't speak with insecure people. I've dealt with many of them on and off of YouTube. And let me tell you something. Until the only way that they can ever better themselves is by coming to realization within their own insecurities, or identifying their own insecurities, or at least identifying them enough to the point of where they're able to reach out, to someone like myself or you for help to work through them. So that's that. All right. So that's the blog there about the author. Give me a second here. Susan Krauss Whitborn, PhD, is a professor emerita, emerita of psychological and brain sciences at the University of Massachusetts, Amherst. Her latest book is The Search for Fulfillment. Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out. I really love Psychology Today. It's a great website, and their blog is just phenomenal. Just so many amazing people that I'm getting to know, and comparing my thoughts and my experiences to what these authors are saying is it's been awesome. I love it, and hopefully you folks have been getting some great value doing it as well. Let me come back to full screen and see if anyone has any other questions that they would like me to answer. Give me just one moment here. All right. Hashtag Slurp Squad says, have a good rest of your days. Eli and Chat Zia, we'll see you. Thanks for being here, bro. And furthermore, Slurp Squad says, some people will never see the light. The sad thing is they are mostly in their 30s, 40s, and 50s, and even older, which means they might never be a normal functioning member of society. It is pathetic. I'm glad you see that, bro. I'm sure you've seen it all along. But, years ago when we first met, yeah, we were, it was much crazier back then than it is now. Now, what's happened in the recent, times, more so than back then, is a lot of people have taken the trolling from online to in person, which is actually worse. But the online fighting and the attacks were worse back then, especially back in the days when I was with Dana and, they were coming at us. And man, let me tell you something, what a lesson learned that all was. It was one hell of a lesson. Purity says, is it possible to be insecure but still be a nice person with good intentions? Absolutely it is. Absolutely. Purity, if you're a guy and you have insecurities, maybe it has to do with your weight, maybe it has to do, with being shy. Insecurities can stem from many different things. Typically insecurities stem from your physical appearance. Do you have any physical flaws that are considered physical flaws by society standards? Are you a shy person? Are you not able to deal with rejection well? Do you feel that, more attractive people, are going to see you as unattractive? I think if you're a man and you have a lot of insecurities, you need to work on that to become a stronger man. If you're a woman, having a normal, healthy level of insecurities is part of your biology. But if it stems too far beyond the normal level of a woman being insecure, then that can be a serious issue at that point. And, when women become extremely insecure, that not only is very unhealthy, it is very dangerous because women are emotional beings and they're going to overreact to do certain things that they typically wouldn't do when they're at their normal level of insecurity. As far as guys go, look, all of us guys have insecurities, whether we admit it or not. But most normal, decent, strong men have very minor insecurities to the point of where we could keep it within, we identify it, but we also work on it quietly without putting it out there to the world, and we're still able to function without it affecting us because it does not affect us. But we think about it in our subconscious. So, yeah, man, if you're a guy and you have a lot of insecurities, and let's say you're overweight, or, let's say that, there are some other parts of your body that need some work. I'm not going to get into specifics. Take care of that, man. Focus on getting yourself to be the best version of you can be. If you're overweight, get into shape. The more you get into shape, the better you're going to feel about yourself, the better people are going to feel about you. See, it's all about how you see yourself is how everyone else is going to see you. But most people are not happy being overweight or, having other things that, that may be considered deficiencies. You fix those, and then it boosts your confidence, and then people are going to see that about you, and then they'll be naturally more attracted to you. So hopefully that answers your question, man. Hashtag Slurp Squad says, I miss the good old days when the worst thing we would do was share a Hangouts link. LOL. Yeah, now it's StreamYard. I mean, I still have Hangouts, the consumer version. I know Hangouts on Air hasn't been around for almost a year now. But I can either bring people on through Hangouts, and I just started integrating StreamYard into my OBS, open broadcast software, Zia, Slurp Squad. So yeah, those were some interesting days. Yeah. Now I want to go back to those days because there was a lot of crazy stuff that happened. But yeah, it was quite interesting and entertaining for some people. Was it entertaining for me? At times it was, but for the most part it wasn't, because these people were coming at me still. So, all right. So, folks, that's going to do it. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do another favorite here for Zia, because I know how much he loves the good old days, and let's bring back the good old days one more time for Zia. Let's wrap it up. It's time to wrap this baby up. Like the good old days, brother. All right. You've been watching Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli live here on YouTube. Hey, Zia, do you remember who I was? I still am the Morning Rooster. I just have not done that. Remember how you stand it? I am your host, Coach Eli, a.k.a. the Morning Rooster. And how about a double dose of the Morning Rooster? Bringing it back, man. Zia loves it. Thanks, bye, Eli. Yep. Truth bombs. Oh, you want a truth bomb? All right. I know where this needs to go in the future here. We got to bring back the truth bombs. All right. I want to thank everyone for being here today, folks. What a great show. I'm going to have another stream coming up later tonight. I have not decided what the topic's going to be. I have a couple of choices to choose from. But more than likely tonight around 8 or 9 p.m. Eastern, 5 or 6 p.m. Pacific, I'm going to be doing another stream. I was going to do a members-only video today, but I'm not, because Muttnuts World is not around. The next members-only video will be definitely coming tomorrow. But thank you to all for being here. Thank you to Slurp Squad. Thank you to Purity. Thank you to Collins Trivia. And thank you to everyone else that was watching in the background. With that being said, have yourselves a great, great day. And I will see you all soon. We're out. See you next time.